Good morning. Okay, so yesterday looked above the previous session's high and then filled the gap to settlement, and then we found some buyers at the 77.50 area, so we cleaned up two sets of single prints. We still have five from Tuesday, plus the gap, plus three more from the previous session, plus another gap. So we still have plenty of poor structure below to clean up, but now we are accepting prices higher. Why do I say that? Well, look at all this volume here, right? So this means that we're accepting. There's two-way trading going on here with lots of volume. So another area we have a lot of volume was yesterday at the close. Like, we put a lot of volume in this area, and we're retesting it right now. But we were opening inside the range from yesterday, and if you look at the profile, it was a B-shaped profile. So it's a bearish imbalance with the target pointing to 77.11. We have the weekly VWAP right above that, and so I'm looking to see if we can continue this down move to clean up all those single prints, or at least test this previous all-time high. But I think we could very easily find buyers at VWAP, at the weekly VWAP. But we have to see when we get there. The first thing that I'm gonna be looking for is the retest of yesterday's low. So it could happen that we test below it and then fail to hold below it. So if I see that we get below it and then we fail to hold, then that would be a good long trade setup with a stop right at the low of that the session, and the target should be this high volume node at 77.67. Also, if that's the case and then we get back above this high volume node, then the next target would be value area high, because that's one of those value area sweep setups that says that if we are outside value, come back, return inside value, we should see the other side of previous value. So now if we break below it, below yesterday's low, and internals are bearish, meaning volatility is coming up, ticks are negative, etc., then as long as we hold below the low from yesterday, what should happen is that we should see a move back down through all this thin area, retest that weekly VWAP, where I would look for a bounce initially. If we don't get a bounce and get below it, then 77.71 is the target, and then I would think that we could keep going and then clean up the rest of the single prints, retest this previous all-time high at 76.95, and then see if we can continue down to fill the gap. But for that we need some strong sellers to negate all this move. And that's about it. Like, we could very easily have another day of just balancing in this zone, just because we're putting all this volume. So at the moment that we see that this starts to, like, the sellers are not able to continue this move lower, I'm gonna look for a target back to this area. Look at NQ, look at the difference, how much weaker it is. Yesterday it was this when we were moving lower, that low swept through the whole value area, right? As opposed to ES that only got to the second set of single prints, but NQ retraced the whole value area and now it's trading inside this spike, and it's about to get to that low from 2 days ago, which yes is way far from that. So watching to see if NQ can get inside that area, and then if it starts going towards the gap fill, it could very quickly come down into the 2900s, which is about 350 points below where it is now. Gold, it held that low volume node that I mentioned, and it actually put another low volume node. It put a set of single prints in that same area. Got to the 360, but didn't quite get to that 44.20 that I mentioned, and now it's pulling back. So watch this area. If it holds, then we can see a move towards that area. If we lose that area, then the target should be the weekly VWAP, which is now at 42.30. Crude holding that resistance area at 77, putting a couple days of balance here, so we've got to see how this resolves. But if it fails to hold above 77, then we should see another move to the bottom of this range, which is at 74.25ish. And that's about it. We have some news at 10, but shouldn't be too much of a market mover. Wholesale inventories, and then natural gas. Then we have a 4-week build auction, but none of those are very should be very too relevant. Too much of a market mover. That's what I meant. But tomorrow morning we do have NFP, unemployment range, and a couple other things in the morning. All right, that's about it. Good luck.